Alright, welcome back here to the channel. So tonight's going to be a little bit of a different video. I'm going to do a walk around here showing you guys my F-150 that you see some of the cleaning videos in. It's a 2017 F-150 Extended Cab XLT with the 5-liter V8 engine. Has the 302A XLT equipment group. So that basically gives you heated seats, remote start, the full touchscreen, backup camera, backup sensors, power back window, the keypad lock there on the pillar, turn signal indicators on the mirrors, and I know there's other things, but I can't think of them at the moment. But basically, it's the most fully loaded XLT you can get before you step up into the Lariat. Have about 7,500 miles on the truck, so I'm going to walk around here, talk about the things I've done to the truck. Some major things, some minor things, but the biggest thing is everything I've done to the truck except for one item, and I will cover that first and get it out of the way, is the exhaust. I have a Roush Performance catback exhaust on the truck from Roush Performance. It's a single exit with a dual tip on the back, and I put that on 2 days after I got the truck. And that's not reversible because I did not keep the stock exhaust. I just told them to ditch it. But everything else I've done to this truck is I can put back to factory. I can put the factory parts back on. I'll start here with the wheels and the tires. These are a 20x9 XD Fuel Series or XD grenades with the blue tinted clear coat. Now it's hard to see here because of it's getting close to dark, but that part right there, that black, is actually a blue, a very deep blue. Very nice looking wheel, very complements the truck very nicely. And the tires are Nitto Ridge grapplers. They are 33 by 1250 by 20. I also replaced the back shocks for better ride quality. These are the Fox 2.0. They're very easy to do, just 2 bolts and you can remove the shock. Again, I have the factory shocks still available. These are a powder coated type running board that I got off American Trucks. These do come with the factory gray running boards, but I replaced those. I still have those available as well. And then up here in the front, I have a 2 1/4 inch Ready Lift leveling kit. So all that basically is a spacer right up there in the strut tower, which again is reversible. All you gotta do is disassemble the front here and you pull that spacer out, and then you can put it back to factory. It's gonna be hard to tell here in the video because I can't get far enough back, but it levels out the truck a lot. Trucks have a pretty good nosedive from the factory, so that levels it out. Is it completely level? No. But from research that I did and things that I was told, anything above 2 1/4, 2.5 inch, anything greater than that, you are putting extended wear on your CV joints, your ball joints. Basically everything in the front suspension is going to wear prematurely because it's basically taking it and it's pulling the suspension down, and it's pulling it down too far. This pulls it down too, but it's still at a point where it's really not going to affect the overall performance, and it's not really going to affect the longevity of the suspension by doing a 2 1/4 inch. Next item here, headlights are still stock. They're eventually going to get replaced at some point. Fog lights are LED Morimotos. They were a pretty easy fix, or a pretty easy install. The only thing you have to do is you have to align them once you put them in. It's not that hard, it's just a simple screw. And I got these off of F150 LEDs. These are Raptor style grill lighting. They're pretty easy to install aside from tapping into this marker light. They give you like wire taps, but it's so tight in that area you can't get your hand down in there. So that was kind of cumbersome, and the wiring on the light is so thin that basically when you went to do the splice or do the the tapping, it would saw right through the wire and it would end up splitting it. That's how thin it was. But got them in, still working, so no issues there. This is still the original emblem. This is just an overlay that I got off of eBay. I also have one on the back too. And what's really cool about that is, you know, yes, it is a sticker. Yes, it is a decal, but you can always change it if you want to change it up or give it a different look. You just pull that off and put on a new one. But I've had that on there about a year and still holding up well. Truck sits outside all day. Go to the back here. Oh, another overlay here on the F150 badge. And then here on the back, tail lights from Morimoto as well. Actually, I'll put these on because these have a nice, very nice look to them. You see they got a running light on the side, but they have an awesome look. Very bright. Other modification was the license plate lights to complement the blue. Cab light up at the back. I don't know who makes it. I got that off eBay. So I don't know what the brand is. I don't know if it was Recon or something like that. But I installed that. Again, that was pretty simple. So the tail lights, the cab light, I still have the factory lights, so I can always, like I said, everything but the exhaust I've put back to stock. And you're probably saying, well, you know, what's the point? Well, if I ever get rid of the truck and I sell it to somebody, I can put the truck basically back to factory spec, you know, aside from the exhaust. So the person that buying it, they can get a factory looking truck, and then they can do their own modifications. They might not want it leveled. They might not want those running boards. They might not want these wheels and tires. They might not like those taillights. So that limits my buyer, because yes, it looks good to me, but the person buying it, it might not look good to them. So it's always good to keep, if anytime you modify a vehicle, and I am in the auto business, anytime you modify a vehicle, if you can keep the factory component that you replaced or that you upgraded, keep it. I know it's going to cause extra space. It's going to, you know, going to take up space in your shed, your garage, your basement, but it's well worth it, because when you go to get rid of the vehicle, you can either put it back to stock to sell it, or you can keep it the way it is and offer the person the stock parts if they choose to want them. Like a truck like this with these F150s, if you go to a 4-inch lift kit or up, there's cutting and welding involved, so that's going to be more permanent. That's going to be kind of a, you know, a fixed thing. You're not going to be able to reverse that. I mean, you can, but it's going to be very expensive to do so. So if you want to go with a 4-inch, 6-inch lift kit or higher on a 2015 or newer F150, you know, that's something you have to realize, that it's going to be permanent and it's not going to be able to be reversed. So, you know, keep that in mind. Someone wants to buy the truck, they might not want it lifted. They might want to park their vehicle in their garage, and a lifted truck won't fit. You know, there's all kinds of you know, variables that can come into play with somebody when they're buying something. They may not like the way you built it. So there's nothing wrong with that, but just, you know, keep in mind, keep the stock parts if you can. If you do any engine modifications, obviously, you know, that can be difficult depending on what you do. I put a cold air intake on this truck. Again, I have the factory airbox sitting here in the house, so that can be reversed as well. So, you know, basically everything, like I said, is reversible. I haven't really done anything on the interior, so I'm not going to really show you anything there. But now you know why the channel is called Lightning Blue 17. Color of the truck is lightning blue, and it's a 2017 model. Got American flag and a Ford sticker there on the back window. Again, removable. I think that probably about covers everything I've done here to the truck. But I like it. You know, I went with the V8 simply because I wanted to put an exhaust on it. I had a 2014 EcoBoost 3.5, and that's a very, very quick and fast truck, but does not sound good if you put an exhaust on it. So I went with the 5-liter V8. Plus, for, you know, longevity, long-term reliability, the V8 is going to be, you know, it's an actually aspirated engine. So you don't ever have to worry about the turbos or, you know, things like that, or turbo seals leaking and putting oil where it's not supposed to go. This is the last year before they switched to the 10-speed as well. So this is the 6-speed automatic, which I prefer. Is the FX4 suspension package. The thing I probably get compliments on the most is obviously the wheels. And I went with not too of an aggressive offset. I mean, they stick out just a hair. You do have, because this is the Sport Appearance package, you do get the fender flares, you know, from the factory. Whereas if you got a chrome package, there was no flare. So these wheels would stick out a little bit further, but I think they stick out just enough, because when you start going with crazy offsets and things like that, you're just going to kick all kinds of debris up the side of your truck, and it's just going to really chip up the paint. But you can see here, they stick out a little bit, not too much. So if you guys have any questions on the modifications, or, you know, what you want, you know, need a second opinion on what you want to do to your truck, you know, let me know. I have a lot of background with the Ford product. I worked for them for several years, and I'm still in the auto business, just not directly with them. But like I said, if you have any questions or anything on modifications, or, you know, what where I got what part, just let me know. Be more than happy to try to find the link for you and send it to you. But some of these parts I got, you know, over 2 years ago, so I don't even know where I got some of the first things I put on it. Appreciate you guys watching. More detailing videos to come. Next video is going to be, or one of the upcoming videos I should say, is going to be on a product that is a spray and rinse type of sealant from Waxed Shine that I saw off of Apex Detail, his detailing channel. So I'll be reviewing that product and how simple it is to use if you want protection in a pinch. Have a good rest of your night. Thank you guys for watching.